morning, good evening, and wherever the sun may find you. My name is Walt, and this is Coffee and Concepts on Keystroke Medium. Well, let's just say you've had it up to chair with all this staying at home junk. So we got pandemics and all sorts of craziness going on, and just 2020 has pinned you down, and you've had enough. You got to get out and stretch your legs a little bit. Of course, the weather is could make that a little difficult depending on your area, but you know something, eventually the weather will break. You're going to have it up to cheer with staying at home. And what's going to happen is Josh is going to say, hey Josh. And then Facebook user, good morning. And then Haven, he's in the woods. He's gone rogue. Hey, you know it, man. I got two things going for me: farming implements and coffee. So in the woods, I got no problems. But speaking of which, let's just say, for sake of Haven, good morning. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, you decide to get out and stretch your legs. I know I like to go out on a nice hike. I have a beautiful wife. I have a crazy dog. And there's nothing more fun than going out and stretching your legs on a big hike or a climb or something. And yeah, get back in the office. I ain't paying you to hike. Yes, boss. But nothing I like more than getting out and getting some woods in my nostrils and maybe climbing up some elevation, getting out there. Get away from the desk and get away from the screens and the craziness. But I mean, with some of the benefits of technology, we can get out there and enjoy our two favorite things while we're out. Whether you're camping or you're just on a really long hike and you're taking a break, you want to chill out, put your pack against a rock, use that thing like a pillow, because if you were in the Army, your pack is a pillow. And then maybe brew some coffee and, pour through some pages. And there's a couple cool ways you could do that, and we're going to talk about them today. First way you can do that is, obviously you got to have your fire source. There's tons of ways you can do that. You can do a camp stove. You can set up a little campfire, although I don't know what this is about, but you guys handle it. So you can set up your own flame source. You can set up mini camp stoves. A lot of places are advocating more and more these days for isolated flame sources and camp stoves versus campfires because of some of the dry conditions. Places like California, Colorado, places like that. They don't want to get fires getting out of control and possibly, doing some of the widespread damage that we've seen this year. But that being the case, you get your preferred flame source, heat up some water. I like nice and easy carrying a canteen cup, military style canteen cup. You can get some pretty cheap ones now on like places like Amazon, eBay. You can get them $6 to anywhere up to like $25 for titanium, with all sorts of crazy bells and whistles. You can even get ones with covers now, which is just insane. But anyway, great for cooking noodles on the go, or even obviously coffee. But so there's a couple of different ways you can brew coffee when you're out on a hike, getting your miles in. One way is the old tried and true percolator. So this is old school coffee making from back in the day. Fits. It's only about yay tall. Fits right in your ruck, in your pack, or what have you. You bring your favorite coffee along. You pack it in the little the strainer looking thing that you see on the right. That goes inside, fill the whole thing up with water, and as it boils, it passes the boiling water through that kind of filter. And then, after a few minutes, you got some coffee. You just pour it into the cup of choice. Like I said, I like my canteen cup. There's all sorts of like metal cups that you can get these days that are just rock solid, really cool. You can get a place like REI, like I said, Amazon has them. And then you brew your coffee and just sit there and, crank through some pages. So that is the first one on the list, is just the old school coffee percolator. Like I said, preferred amount of coffee, throw in some boiling water, about 5 minutes time, you have a nice cup of coffee. The next way is camping, going a little more coffee-esque, and we have a French press. So French press and coffee canteen cup all in one go. You get that, once again, you get that flame source, boiling water, throw in your preferred coffee. This is a 20 ounce that you see right here, and this is you pour in the water, about four. I like my coffee strong, so I would probably go with like 4 tablespoons of coffee right there, grounds in there, and then let it sit for 4 minutes. And once it's sat, you just press the plunger down, pushes all the grounds to the bottom, pour it right out. Rock and roll, cops and robbers, Dunkin' Donuts. You get yourself a fresh made thing of coffee right in the woods. It's, oh my God, it's so awesome. Right. So there is a French press. And once again, that's that 20 ounce bottle that you have, fits right in your pack. No problem. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy, all too easy, right? So now my favorite way to do coffee out in the woods, if and when I have to do coffee out in the woods, is actually a little more messy, but at the other side of the coin, I think it makes a better cup of coffee is the old pour over method. So, you get your camp stove or you get your boiling water, however you do it. Like I said, I usually use a canteen cup, and they make these titanium folding pour over catches that go right over your cup. And then you pour your boiling water just like you do regular old pour over at home, and then you have camp coffee done a la barista style. Also, speaking of like barista style, you can bring all your favorite condiments that you like for coffee. Just bring it in there, see how you like it. I drink my coffee black, so I usually don't carry anything else. Yeah, they have some of these cool folding pour over devices. And like I said, they fold flat, they fit easy right into your pack. Bring out your favorite flame source and do what you got to do. It's a nice, easy pour over. Let the good times roll after that. You got a nice cup of coffee. So there's just a couple of different ways that you can have coffee out in the trail if you want coffee out in the trail. So that you can sit down and while you're taking a break on your hike or on your trail walk, maybe grabbing a snack or whatever, have that nice cup of coffee, pick your feet up. And let's talk about the reading part. Let's talk about the concept today. And the concept is protecting your books or book matter or reading materials while you're out on the trail, right? So, you never know what's going to happen when you get out on the trail. It could just be a nice sunny day and everything's cool, and you're just hiking. When I usually go out, I usually wear, if it's really, really hot, I might wear some sort of like cargo shorts with a t-shirt, or I usually wear, if I'm going to be doing some like serious hiking and I know I might be breaking some trail and going off trail, I usually good for wearing some sort of BDUs, which is battle dress uniform, like the old style military fatigues. I try not to wear like military colors where I'm going to blend in, because in case something happens, I kind of want to stand out against the environment. So, but I also carry a Camelback, and that Camelback has bright colors with a couple of reflective strips. So if somebody's looking for me, something stupid happens, I can kind of be seen by that. But when you're taking your books out there and you're taking your reading material, you sat down with your cool cup of camp coffee. You want to make sure that on the back end of whatever it is or however it is out on the trail, you want to make sure that those things are protected. Now, a good many of us just have your reading material right on your cell phone, and that's cool. Right. But once again, if your phone is not 100% waterproof, water resistant, so forth and so on, easiest way to protect it is take a Ziploc plastic bag, throw it into the plastic bag, seal it, and then wrap it up with another bag, like a plastic bag you get at the supermarket or something like that. Nice and easy. There are high grade tear resistant Ziploc bags that you can get for something this size, and you can get them at most camping stores. You can go online and they sell them. Typical cost between $5 and $10, but they are really they are rated for trail. So, when you're sliding down things, when you're climbing through things, you're smacking this against rock, it's not going to rip. Totally worth it, especially if you're trying to keep this dry. And protected. Pelican, if you've been in the military for longer than 5 minutes, you know what a Pelican case is, and they are totally worth it, especially if you're going to do any type of hard trail. But if you're reading material, you brought it with you on your phone, and that's what you got to jam out to while you're out there having your cup of camp coffee, you want to make sure that you keep it protected. So that's one way to do it. Same thing goes for a print book. Now, depending on the size, I wouldn't recommend, if you're going to be busting a lot of trail, I wouldn't recommend bringing a hardcover, because you're just going to dust it up. It's going to get messed up. You're moving around, whatever. And if you're a collector and you like your books pristine when they're on the shelf, you're going to have a hard time keeping that thing in good order. With a smaller book like a paperback, or some of the new trade stuff that's like 6x9, not so hard, because it's a little bit more compact, and a lot of times you got a soft cover on there, so you don't have to worry about that not conforming to where it is inside your pack or inside your pocket if it's small enough, unless it's a Brandon Sanderson novel. Shout out to you, Josh. In which case, you're going to need a 4-man Sherpa team to carry it. So, just so that you know. But that being the case, if you're going old school with the dead tree method, you can go, once again, Ziploc bag, water inside of another plastic bag, just in case. Once again, they make tear resistant that are bigger size. They're mostly used for maps and stuff like that. But if you put a single paperback in there, it works just as well. And once again, $5 to $10 most of the time for a single. But they're usually pretty good and last a good long time. Kindle. If you got a Kindle and you're going to be taking that out on the trail with you, just be careful, because the size and shape, it's kind of flat. It's just like a little board. If you're keeping it in a pack, one of the things you can do is you can pack, if you got like extra clothes that you bring with you in the event of like really hot, or it's kind of it's kind of muggy, and you're looking for just that second, or like a clean shirt or something like that to wear on the way back, so that you're not feeling like all gross. Just wrap it up in some cloth and stuff like that, and keep it in an area of the pack that's not going to be impacted when it goes back and forth. So like if you're throwing your pack down against a rock, if you're setting it down on the ground, you're kind of rough with it. I know myself, when I sling off my pack, one arm comes out, other arm just kind of slings, and wherever the pack lands, it lands. I know when I bring, I usually won't bring my Kindle. If I'm going to do that, I'll just load it up on my phone. It's a little more compact. They're usually a little sturdier, especially if I put Pelican case or some body armor on there for my phone, and make sure that, or OtterBox if you got it. Hey, James McCormick. Sup? So definitely, this is a little more convenient, although, in the bright sunshine, unlike, the modern Kindle readers, you're not gonna get as good you get all that glare, and sometimes it washes out the screen. But, what I do is I have a high grade Camelback, and I usually, my phone goes right in the back, and it's water resistant. You can submerge it up to, I think it's like 10-15 meters before it's not rated for that depth anymore. And then keeps everything on the inside dry, clean, so forth and so on. So there's just a couple of tips if you're going to be hitting some trails and you're going to percolate some coffee and take in some pages, reading your favorite books while out on the trail. There's just a couple of different things to keep in mind when you're out there stomping the woods. Just for a little reference, this right here, image behind me, is Purgatory Chasm in my state of Rhode Island. It's a popular hiking spot and kind of trailing and good place to get your hike on. Speaking of getting your hike on, don't forget to check out Josh, Scott, and Chuck on Monday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, when they get roundtable discussions and interesting guests to talk about everything reading, writing, and in between. Then you got Lauren and Kayleen on Thursday nights. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time. They're diving into all the interesting subjects that go into what makes an author. And whether you're a dedicated reader, or you're a new and up and coming writer, or maybe you're a writer who just needs a refresher, that's a great show to check out. Tuesday mornings, when I can kind of get to it. I try to aim for 7:30 a.m. It sometimes doesn't pan out that way because I'm looking for cool images like this. And we try to get that in the AM so that while you're having your coffee, you can hear me blather around. And don't forget Josh Gayu on YouTube, pulling down the keystroke medium with long form storytelling, where they dive into the heart of a matter and just dissect it 3 ways to Sunday. That being said, we're speaking about YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which allows us to do some pretty incredible things, and we hope to bring you even more incredible things as the months go on. However, we can't do that without your help and support, so keep hitting that like, subscribe button, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when we go live. And speaking of live, I got coffee to drink. So thank you very much for coming out this morning. Thank you for helping me investigate a little bit of the fringe parts of the reading, writing verse. And we'll catch you next time on Keystroke Medium. And there's this weird